everybody, Miss Meg here, and welcome to the newest episode of our virtual cooking demo right here at the Lackawanna Library. Well, today I'm going to be demoing for you one of my favorite roll recipes. This is Cheddar Chive Popovers. So, first step here, get right to it. I melted about a tablespoon of butter right in this bowl here, and with that I am going to add a cup of milk. Pre-measured everything. Every time you pre-measure or pre-do something, prep always goes a lot faster. So I'm gonna pour in the milk. It's looking great so far. All right, set that aside. And with that, I'm gonna crack 3 eggs. Use about 3 eggs for this dish. Now the key to cracking egg properly, a lot of people like to do it on the side of the bowl and do it in, and do it all in one fluid motion. If you can do that, go for it. However, you do risk shells being in your batter, and you definitely don't want that in not just this dish, but in any dish. So, good tip. I have a cutting board here, or on your table, but I'm not going to use the cutting board here. Crack it on the cutting board of the table. About 2 cracks. The whole egg, drop it right in there. 2 good cracks would be plenty. 1 more. Perfect. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, take my whisk. We're going to whisk this up. You can also use a blender for this, but you do risk over mixing when you use a blender. So definitely we're going to whisk this up till it gets nice and yellow. And then we're going to go ahead and add our dry ingredients. Okay, this looks pretty good. Set that aside. First dry ingredient, a cup of flour. I'm going to use bread flour, but you can also use all-purpose flour too. Or if you want to make it healthier, whole wheat flour or gluten-free, any like cornmeal flour, tapioca flour, rice flour. This recipe can also be gluten-free too. You're going to do a cup of that. Now, normally I would eyeball a lot of ingredients, but when it comes to baking, you do need to measure. Because especially when you're working with leavening agents, you do need to measure. Set that aside. I'm going to whisk. Again, don't want to over mix this, because then the popovers won't be fluffy. We definitely want them fluffy. All right. Now, if it is lumpy, don't panic. It's supposed to be. It has a few lumps in it, that's fine. But again, you don't want to over mix this. And a whisk makes the batter nice and airy too. But again, you do risk your arm falling off. So if you do want to save time by using a blender, you can do that too. But, oh, this is looking great. Here, Kelly, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this? Look at this. This is how the batter should look when it's all whisked and done. So perfect. So now, we're going to add some salt. Got to have some flavor to this. About 1/4 teaspoon, or if you like it saltier, a little bit more. Perfect. Then, 3/4 cup cheddar cheese. I'm going to eyeball this. Okay, perfect. That looks great. And then, chives, however, are not in season, but a good substitute, parsley. So we're going to do some dry parsley, about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon. Perfect. All right, great. Now, You don't want to overmix, especially the parsley and the cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wooden scraper and I'm going to gently fold this in. Fold in the cheese and fold in the parsley so that they're all incorporated into this batter. The recipe yields about 6 popovers. And I'll show, oh, this is looking perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right. Okay. This is what your batter should look like before putting them into the pan. Perfect. So, put this aside. Little rehearsing there, a little skill. Thank you very much. And I'm going to put here my popover pan. This is called a popover pan. It looks similar to a muffin tin. You can use a muffin tin, but they will not have that popover shape. They'll obviously have their muffin shape. So, a good trick, and that sound means our oven is ready, which I'll explain in just a little minute here. Good trick is, what I'm going to do is you're going to take a liquid measuring cup and I'm going to carefully pour the batter right into the cup. Highly, highly, highly recommend doing this in front of a sink. But right now I'm just going to do it in front of our cloth here. And go slow and steady. With this, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, perfect. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rubber scraper. I'm going to get all the excess batter here. Then that will be it for our bowl. Not too much extra, which is good. Really, really good. All right. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. If you make a little bit of a mess, that's okay. Little mess is better than a big mess. So, I'm going to take my liquid measuring cup and I'm going to fill my popover pans about 3/4 of a way full. So you don't want to go all the way up to the rim. You can go a little bit more if you want your popovers to be bigger. But remember, it's going to be like a souffle. They're going to rise up. So the more you fill it, the bigger the popover. So about 3/4 of the way full, I'm going to do this with batter. Perfect. And again, you spill a little bit, that's okay. And again, slow and steady wins the race. You want to make sure that you have enough batter for 6 popovers. Again, take the rubber scraper, scrape it in if you need to, or take a spoon and do this. All right, perfect. Okay, set that aside. And now these babies are ready to go in the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, first at 450 for 15 minutes. Then, this is very, very key. Do not open the oven at this point. You're gonna lower the temperature to 350, and then you're gonna put them in again for another 20 minutes. And then you'll have perfect popovers. So, we'll go ahead and do that now, and when we come back, the popovers here and ready for you. Hi everybody, welcome back. And as you can see here, we have the final product. This is the Cheddar Chive or Parsley Popovers. So, come to the portion of the show where we do something called QCQA. We're going to take a little bite of this, and I'm going to taste it. Mmm! You have some airy, fluffy, look at this. Steam rolling out. Mmm! Saltiness from the cheese, the flavor of the parsley, and the airiness of the popovers is sure to be a crowd pleaser at your Thanksgiving dinner. I will post the recipe at the end of this video. And from all of us here at the Lackawanna Library, we wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. And remember, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.